Capricorn, welcome to a weekly tarot reading beginning on, I was going to say April 1st, August 1st. It's Sagittarius Yogini here, and I'm redoing your reading. Last night I was probably half asleep and I was making some mistakes, so I thought it would be better just to do a whole fresh reading. So the couple of astrological transits I want to talk to you about very briefly. First of all, I think I have a stray hair here. So the first one is the new moon in Leo, which is occurring on the 4th of August at 12 degrees of Leo. This for you is the 8th house. This is Scorpio's domain in astrology, and it can deal with other people's money, shared resources. So family money, inheritances could be the key. If you've been dealing with a divorce situation and you're splitting all your money and possessions, it might have something to do with that too. But the other thing that it's about is concerned with spirituality and transformation. So this can be the house of the occult, and astrology is lumped into that category with tarot and other practices. And anything to do with transformation, like shamanism, I think that's something that and paganism, because they're earth religions, and so earth signs like Capricorn might really be attracted to those kinds of things. So that might be something that you're getting involved in, that you have some opportunity, or at least you have some opportunity to do so. The very next day on the 5th, we have a Mercury retrograde that begins in fellow earth sign Virgo. This is your 9th house, and this is where everything begins, and then it goes back into the 8th house. The 9th house is the God house. So it shares that spiritual element with the 8th house. So when Mercury retrogrades through both of these houses, it could bring up themes that are tied in one to the other. So the one that I really make a connection with is this idea of religion versus spirituality. The more conventional, so the organized religion versus more of a spiritual thing, and rethinking your beliefs, or whatever you want to call them. I think for some Capricorn people, now remember, Capricorn is a traditional sign. So I think that the 9th house, which represents the organized religions, might be more up the average Capricorn person's alley. And yet, some of you may have spiritual experiences if you've been having some kind of spiritual upgrade or spiritual awakening, it is being called. That can sometimes bring massive downloads where people suddenly are having information poured into them that they didn't have before. It's like coming online, but in a spiritual sense, and they can't ignore it anymore. And that might be something that you want to do professionally as well, and you're kind of breaking free from the conformity of whatever that other thing represents. So let's see here. Oh, one thing that I say before I put down these cards: Mercury will go direct on the 14th of the month in Leo, in that 8th house, and then it will go back into Leo on the 14th, and then go direct on the 28th of the month. And as we get into September, Mercury will come out of its shadow, and everything will start to become more and more forward moving. But like, if you are dealing with a legal matter that has to do with shared resources, there could be this idea of like, do I really want to go down this route? Or do I want to do something that is more, do I want to be more noble about it? Maybe you decide that you really don't want to fight for something that is going to get ugly. But, obviously there are times when fighting might be called for, because it's good for the other person's, spiritual development not to get away with something. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Three of Cups. This is a card of celebration. So there may be someone's party that you're going to. I shouldn't just say party. It's probably something serious like a wedding or a baby shower. And you're enjoying time with friends. What crosses you is the Judgment card, and this could relate to an actual legal judgment. So if you have been maybe you've been partying too much or something along those lines, and the people around you are kind of spurring you into this for whatever reason, and it's hurting your judgment. It's hurting the decisions that you make. Now, this is not typical of Capricorn in general, but that doesn't mean that it never happens. Capricorns are human too, and you've had Pluto through your sign, so I can understand why some people may be like celebrating the fact that Pluto isn't in your sign, but it's going to come back in September through November, so don't celebrate too soon. But I'm being facetious. But if you have gotten engaged, let's say, and it wasn't the best decision, maybe you turned 40, maybe you're a woman who turned 40, and you're like, I don't want to be, or 39, I don't want to turn 40 and not be married. And so your judgment is kind of off because you're doing something for the wrong reasons. But you're celebrating this engagement, but it's not under the best of circumstances. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying this is going to be true for everybody. What is coming in is the Ace of Swords, and this is some kind of clarity that may come into your life, a moment of clarity. If I'm talking about relationships, I always think that there's some kind of news or information that the person receives that alters their feeling about a particular situation and makes them revise it to some degree. And I also think that sometimes when the Ace of Swords comes in after other cards, that maybe the person has been operating under delusion, some kind of denial over something in their life, and that makes them less likely to, now they're more likely to make decisions grounded in reality versus maybe it was wishful thinking. The Outcome card is a great card because it's the King of Wands. It's about stepping into your power. So if you have any kind of news, and even with the new moon in the 8th house, who knows? The 8th house is the house of secrets. Usually full moons are when we talk about secrets coming out, but maybe you have a new relationship with that 8th house, where you're no longer being controlled by what you don't know. Maybe things start to come out in one way or the other, and therefore you're not left in the dark. And this is really about becoming the captain of your own ship. It could have been that something made your judgment not very good. As I stated, this could be like excessive drinking. I said partying, but that's really what I meant with the Three of Cups. And you may have been doing that because you were trying to self-medicate from some kind of emotionally difficult situation. But sometimes people are not aware of all the details within that situation. So when they find out, it becomes easier, especially for a cardinal sign like you, to take action and not to no longer live in la la land. So it's actually a very good thing, ultimately, when you think about it. Okay, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Thanks for watching. Bye.